What's going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. Finally got that audio that I recorded over a week ago. It just showed up in my email a week later. I don't know why it took so long, but we have it now. The video was recorded in the car. I think it was pretty useful if you guys can get around the hum of the car. So without further ado, here it is. What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems, and we are coming to you live from the car because I have not put up a video in probably 5 days, which is the longest it's been for a long time, which I'm actually kind of proud of myself for being consistent. But I'm not staying at my house. I'm staying somewhere else, currently house sitting. All I have is my laptop on me right now. I'm making a run to the house to get some things, but I wanted to touch base with you guys. One of my lifters, Danny Sullivan, you guys know Danny. He came out and stayed with us for a week, so that was fun. It's always nice when some of my flex peeps can come. Obviously, I'm close with Danny. I've been working with him for a while now, and he's come a long way physically and mentally, and yeah, it's really good to see him and have someone to train with. But yeah, that being said, really quickly before we get into the video, if you guys did not know, in the description below is going to be a link to my my apparel, my clothing, Flex Training Systems apparel. We have our everything's up there. You guys can go check it out. If you're competing at nationals, we have a special A7 Flex Training Systems collaboration shirt. It is not a bar grip shirt, so you are good to go on the platform. That being said, what's the topic at hand today? Today, we're going to be talking about it's a touchy subject, kind of, depending on the person, apparently. But I'm not going to drop any names, but one of my lifters, rather popular lifter that some of you guys may or may not know. If you know, that's great. If you don't know, fuck it, who cares? It doesn't really matter too much. But basically, he made a post about balance and how, people preach balance, this and that. And the point he was trying to make was that whenever you're chasing a goal, especially a goal that's special or very difficult to achieve, or becoming the best, even if it's only temporary, as records are meant to be broken, you're gonna have to maybe be a little imbalanced at times. Obviously, if you are the type of person that's within reach of that kind of a substantial goal, then yeah, if you want it and you're close enough to do it, then go ahead and go get it. And he said, sometimes you gotta be like, you're gonna have to do shit that other people are not willing to do, obviously, otherwise everyone would be the best. And I totally understand that side, and I've been there before. There are times when I've really wanted to win a meet or whatever other competitive endeavors I've engaged in throughout my 27 years on this planet. And I definitely think, that being a little imbalanced temporarily to help achieve that goal can be something that you're proud of. And that down the road you can look back and be like, man, I remember when I did that crazy ass thing, but I'm really glad that I did it because not too many people are willing to do it. And, I really challenged and pushed myself, and I was able to come home with, something great. So I totally get that side. Someone in the comments, which was another one of my lifters, said something along the lines of, not everybody can do that. If, you don't have the means to do that, then you can't do that. Or basically almost saying like, what I got from it is that he personally couldn't do it, and he didn't want to make it seem like he was any lesser for not being able to achieve said goal. And I understand that side of it too. Some people have jobs, they have kids, they have other obstacles in their way, and they may not be, as genetically talented or in the circumstance, in the situation that allows them to reach out and get that goal. And that's okay. One of the cool things about lifting is there are varying levels of people that compete in powerlifting. You can have the guys that are, freaks that everybody looks at for inspiration, that are very, very strong. They compete in the prime times and the Arnolds, and they're taking world records and whatever. And then you have basically everybody else, which is like the 95%. And I think the mindset you need to have, especially when you're in this sport, especially with social media and people coming up out of the woodwork, like new strong people every year, you never know what's going to happen. You got to just worry about you and focus on you. And I think powerlifting should enhance your life and not make it worse. If you happen to be within range and you want to kind of shift gears and put everything into it for a little while to try to achieve something, that's totally understandable, and I respect that. If you're the type of person that has a lot of other stuff going on that you cannot afford to sacrifice because you need to work to put food on the table, I totally understand that too. I look at, I'll use my girlfriend for an example. She works a 9 to 5, and sometimes also she'll work her 9 to 5, then she'll get off and then go train somebody in person, and then she has to train. Or maybe she'll go do half of her training on her lunch break and then the other half after training, or after training her client or work or whatever. She's still very, very competitive. She's somewhere in the top 3. She's beaten the person that was ahead of her once before. It's very, very close in that top 3. And she's been gaining momentum, getting stronger, and I think a key thing to that has been finding balance. But maybe, like, let's say, so one of our competitors, they don't do anything else but train. They have literally no other worries other than training, and maybe their business is like, for me, for example, like, I can pretty much train whenever I want, and I can work when I want, as long as I put some time aside to work. I'll be okay. So I can kind of, and my job is not demanding. I sit in front of a computer and I write programs all day. So if I'm competing against someone that is very close, to my strength level, but they have a very physically demanding job that's going to really cut into their recovery, and maybe they can only train 3 days a week, that doesn't make me better than them. That doesn't make them better than me. That literally, there's no right or wrong way. You can get out of powerlifting what you put in, and that's the great thing about it. Kind of like most things in life. I definitely think that people compare themselves to others way too much. Like, seriously, that shit needs to stop. Because you can get too caught up in it, and you can end up fucking yourself over. Maybe you're going too heavy or too frequently, or pushing, too hard. And, you got to worry about you. Some of my most improved lifters are the guys that go from 1,000-pound total to a 1,400-pound total, or mid 1,400-pound total to 17, almost 1,800-pound total. It's the guys that make a lot of improvement over time. They're not the best. They probably won't ever be the best. Maybe locally, maybe regionally, but not, nationally. But they focus on themselves. It's almost like they're so far from the top that they just don't even bother with it, and they just focus on them. They get a ton of progress. They do great. And, they have fun with powerlifting. You get a lot out of the sport. I think that's exactly what you should get out of it. Aside from, there's health benefits, if you're a female, oh my God, powerlifting is, literally the greatest thing you can, in my opinion, one of the best things you can do for your body. Just having a strong body is it's great. You don't get hurt as much. It gives you confidence. It can help you, take that confidence into other things in life and achieve, great things. But, I just kind of wanted to highlight the dichotomy between between the two different people in that one exchange on that one Instagram post, and how, you know, there is no right or wrong way. No one is better than anyone else. If, you know, as a person, if you know, you can't get, if you want to give your 120%, you know, to powerlifting, but you can't because you have other commitments, well, for the time that you can put into powerlifting, give your 100% in that time, and I promise you're going to get really far, and you're going to probably make the same, if not more, you're going to make the same progress, if not better, if you're doing that than you would had you just been like, oh, well, I can't, you know, I have other things to worry about, I can't get powerlifting my 100%, so fuck it, I'm just going to half-ass everything. I wanted to leave you guys with a quote. A hilarious quote that also has a lot of meaning from the movie Guardians of the Galaxy. I posted this on my Instagram story today. It was hilarious, and it was something like, you know, when you love someone that's ugly, they know you really love them, because beautiful people can't, you know, they can't trust anyone. And to expand on that, it's almost like, and to relate that to powerlifting, if you're like a weak lifter and you're not very strong, and people really care about you, and they're happy seeing you lift, and they're very encouraging, and they're, you know, a good training buddy, whatever, they really care about you. Maybe your coach cares about you and you don't think you're the best lifter, you kind of compare yourself to others, and you feel like, oh, what does he care about me, I'm a little runt, whatever. If they really do care about you and they stick by you, it shows that they really do care, because if you're super strong, or outrageously good looking or something like that, you're going to obviously be more popular and everybody's going to like you. But if you lose all your gains, are those people still going to be there for you? I just thought it was a very interesting thing. You know, just like as a coach, let's say I have a super strong lifter that gets hurt. I'm not going to just suddenly be like, oh, well, if you can't perform for me, I don't care. No, I'm going to stick by them, help them through it, and do everything that I can to put them in a position to succeed. You know, it was just an interesting quote, and I know it was meant towards the masses, but I thought, I immediately, like, my brain just switched it into powerlifting and like how this can relate. So I hope you guys don't mind the car video. There were a couple of, you know, really good points in here, and like I said, I have like no time, and I really wanted to get this out. So multitasking is the way to do that. That being said, I hope you guys, again, were able to take something from the video. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. We are like eight and a half weeks out from Raw Nationals. If you guys can, come by, say what's up, take a pic for the gram. If not, it's all good. I love you the same, whether you go or not. And I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.